Are you tired of the endless AI hype? Drowning in a sea of jargon of promises that never seem to materialize? You are not alone, my friend.
Nope.
The world of AI intelligence is chaotic, but it does not have to be. Welcome to the AI Edge, the show that cuts through the noise. We'll turn the chaos into clarity, giving you practical tactics and information you need to harness the true power of AI for your business. So let's dive in. Welcome back, everybody. It's great to be here. If you don't know, it is a beautiful Tuesday wherever you are, and we're going to talk all things AI today. I'm here with my amazing co-host, my one and only, the only person that I know that, has it from A to Z and back to A, all his ducks in a row, unlike mine. Anyways, my amazing co-host, my significant other, and my business partner, Mr. David Jones. Say hi, Mr. Jones.
Hey, everybody. How is everybody doing today on this amazing June 17th? If you guys don't know, we are halfway through the year. It is amazing that we're almost about to hit that month 7. Month 7 is cancer season. If you guys don't know, definitely excited for that. But I'm more excited for this show today with the AI Edge, with the Hello LLC. Thank you, love, for the amazing introduction. You are absolutely amazing. And look here, guys, we are so excited to bring to you this new immersive experience in the metaverse. If you guys don't know, we are in the Hello Plaza still, rocking and rolling, where you can join us from your cell phone, your laptop, your iPad. And yes, if you do have those VR headsets, get them, borrow them from your grandma, come and join us, come and be in this immersive experience, or join us in that 2D crusty dusty platforms, which is perfectly fine, but you guys participate and come join us more than anything.
Absolutely. We want you guys to come hang out with us. Come check it out. And last week we had an amazing episode. We talked about all things AI, but all things AI prompting. Because how many times are you putting something into ChatGPT? Are you putting something into, Gemini, Claude, whatever it is? You could be using Midjourney, and you're not getting back what you asked for. It happens all the time. Mr. Jones and I actually have a thing of bloopers put together so that way at the end of the day, you can see how we too get the craziness from ChatGPT, from all the prompts, that it does not give us exactly what we asked. Heck, today David was doing something and it had, the other day, David was doing something and he had done something with Chef Andy and his pasta sauces. And boy, those pasta sauces, we were 10 units down doing something, 10 prompts down doing something completely else. And those pasta sauces were still going to catch up and make their presence known within our prompting. So again, we too have prompting, I wouldn't say issues, but we too have times where prompting just does not work best for us. And so it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to murder you. But not really. So that was last week's conversation. We just wanted to talk about how simple. We're actually going to dive deeper into that today. So that's the exciting thing. But Mr. Jones, what do we have coming up this Friday?
This Friday, if you guys don't know, is our amazing Getting Naked, real, raw, live podcast where we're going to have an amazing podcast. The American dream is getting outside of America. And if you guys don't know, Tara and I have had the amazing pleasure to be able to move abroad, travel abroad. And when we say that, it's not vacation, it's not fun, it's not games. We're doing the same things you guys are doing, waking up in the morning, making sure we can get our business rocking and rolling, making sure we can take care of our health, just as if we were in the States. But we've taken it on the road, where we spent our time in Colombia for 6 months. We've been in Mexico for 2.5 years. And now we're having the pleasure of being in Thailand. And we're going to have an amazing conversation on the American dream and what it really looks like. And so we want you guys to come and join us. We're going to change the time on you guys. It's going to be Friday morning at 9 a.m. So definitely make sure you guys come and change us. I'm sorry.
Correction. 8 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time in the morning.
Yeah, we didn't make it in the morning.
Hey, you know about that morning time. But anyhow, that's what we got going on this Friday. You guys definitely make sure you guys come and join us and be a part of that amazing conversation.
Absolutely. I'm excited to talk about that. We're going to talk about all things, moving, how Thailand has been since we've been here. The people, the culture, the food, how is it like? How is it different? All of these amazing different things that we experience, and the likeness that we experience whether we're in the States, whether we're in Colombia, whether we're in the, Mexico, or whether we're over here in the Eastern Hemisphere, in Thailand. And so it just really comes down to the fact of sharing our conversation with you and our journey with you. And that's what it's all about. So before we move further down this, we were just talking about how we too have bloopers.
Yes.
So let's show you guys some of the bloopers that we have when we are prompting ChatGPT and any AI mode or model for that matter. So here we go. Blooper away.
Look, AI isn't bad. Your prompting is bad. As you can see up above, I got Stevie Wonder in Metaverse with his dreads loosed in a goose. What? Did I say something wrong? But no, seriously, we encourage you guys to come and join the new show with the Hello LLC, the AI Edge, where we're going to show you how to get your prompting together. We're going to talk about the latest tools, the latest news about Web3, about this new technology that you should be implementing into your business. So come join us every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Let's continue this AI bloopers. So this was my original picture that I put into ChatGPT. You about to see some versions that you can be like, how did they get that? And so this is why we continue to talk about AI, and prompting is so important. Check it out. So in this prompt, Tara became the Russian Terminator, and I got hair. I don't know how I become a bald-headed white guy, but it happened. So I don't know what happened with Tara, and I turned into Obama. And on this one, I don't know how I became radio all of a sudden. So look, you can't talk about AI if you don't know about AI. And right now, more than ever, is the time to discover and figure out how AI can help you and your business, your brand, your community, whatever it is, but it's here. So AI is nothing more than a new concept that does something different that we haven't known what to do or what to do with it. And just like when the calculators came out, just like when Alexa, just like when Siri, just like when your Ring camera, now there's something new, ChatGPT and all these other applications that you need to figure out, because it's the new wave of how we are going to move forward, especially in your business. So buckle up, buttercups. Come and join us 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, Tuesdays. Toodles.
And there, my friends, are the bloopers. As you can see, Mr. Jones would be prompting it, asking it for some things, and it was just coming back 10 ways to Sunday. Y'all, the favorite one that I have, that I don't know if was in this
Coming
one.
next week.
Is it coming next week when you have purple hair?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
no. I didn't. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Guys, that one is hilarious.
Yes.
How we have this, and
Yes.
how did we get here?
Yes.
And
AI ChatGPT seems to have a problem with colors. It seems like it hasn't got all the way fully there, but we work in there. It is 10 times better than it was just 2.5 years ago.
That is true. That is true. So, at the end of the day, it's just to the point that it's learning, and it is getting there. That's all that matters. But we're going to break into our news and our trends and what is new on the AI scene. And so, guys, let me tell you, I know a lot of people live in two different worlds of AI. They're either for it or they hate it, and that's okay. It is just natural. But what I want to share is, it is time to make sure that we're taking and paying attention, because we will be paying for that attention if we don't go ahead and utilize it. And what do I mean by that? Well, the big boys are here. And the big boys are the big companies, the large corporations, and they're ready to play. They're ready to play within all things Web3. Web3, by the way, is AI. It's a mixture of AI, metaverse, AR, VR reality. It is also a mixture of cryptocurrency, fintech. It is also a mixture of robotics. So that is all things Web3. And the big boys, the corporate America is here to play within this sector, in this industry, which means it is going to now be offered to you as retail to purchase products through these means. And that means there's not just one product, there's a multitude of products. But we're going to dive in here on the Wall Street Journal, which is a great source of news. It's reputable. So that's why we love to make sure that we find some reputable sources. Because, guys, when we're sharing this information with you guys, it is important for you to hear reputable sources, because once you hear reputable sources talking about large companies and corporations moving forward with what they're doing, it starts to solidify to you as a consumer in the retail arena that this is quote unquote safe to move into. And that is when the large retail masses start moving, is when the big boys and the big media conglomerates come out and they start reporting about it. So our first article today we're going to report is RSM. RSM is making a $1 billion AI investment. And what does that mean? They're investing in AI, making waves with a massive investment over the next 3 years to bring generative AI into nearly every corner of its professional services. Now, guys, they offer accounting and tax and audit services. And so that's where they're going to be making the largest impact with the services that they offer to their retail clients. This isn't just the buzzword bingo that is typically, we find that people are talking about, like, ooh, AI this and that buzz friendly word. No, they're actually taking action. They've built an internal platform that they call RSM Atlas that is designed to automate routines, workflow, and support client-facing innovations, what does that mean? So answering emails, being able to collect information and data for new clients or customers, being able to process that data into the spreadsheets or into the data banks that it needs to be stored into. All of this is routine work, and all of that routine work can be automated by either an agent, an AI agent, AI employee, or an AI automation. And so they've been able to build an internal system, Atlas, that does all of this. They've actually even reported that the efficiency improvements of up to 80%, cutting down on tasks that used to take hours to just minutes, if not seconds. So think about the implications for tax season. How many of you guys have an accountant, and you try to get a hold of your accountant during tax season? No go. They are busy. I have many friends that are either accountants and or work for accountants. And when it comes to tax season, they are like, who's this? They are hiding under a rock, and they are, hard to find, hard to see, right? So it really comes down to being able to understand that, this is going to help, them be able to automate their services, their actions, and their tasks. And this means that, when you have accountants charging $500 an hour because it was them spending half of their time doing data entry, you're eliminating that. You're eliminating the data entry, and that's what they're doing. So their goal isn't to replace the professionals, but it's to augment their current capabilities, freeing up the bandwidth for higher level advisory roles and staying competitive in an AI first economy. They are also integrating LLMs. And if you don't know what an LLM is, that's a large language model directly into clients' interactions to deliver more intelligence. So, that allows, basically, at the end of the day, RSM isn't experiencing with AI. They're all in. They have built the platform, they are implementing, and they are testing. And that is where we are at within the realm of big boys entering the corporate level, being able to automate and increase productivity. So I love this, because at the end of the day, this is the same thing that we help businesses do, because this is what we do for our business, is be able to implement AI systems, processes, procedures agents, employees to be able to do these tasks that are day in, day out, and that allow us to free our time up to make more hands-on, in-depth, high-touch, high-level communications with our clients, right? Because how many of you feel like you're lost in the sauce sometimes with your answering emails? Like, I know, I don't think she's here right now, but Miss Leah Garcia, an amazing individual that we, have as a client. And she says all the time, for a long time before she got systems into her business, she was lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
What do you say, Mr.?
That's her amazing. That's her great slogan.
Yeah.
Is lost in the sauce. And even as you were sharing, I think one of the biggest things that we have to be able to understand, there's different types of AI. Right. And I think that's definitely going to be one of the shows that we cover in the upcoming weeks is different types of AI, such as generative AI, such as the learning language AI, what different AIs models there is out there that you can be able to implement because so many people don't know what this can do. And I think one of the biggest things that we have to be able to do is understand this gets rid of routine work. When you think AI, you need to think repeat. If you are doing something repeatedly in your business, then this is exactly where AI is coming to the forefront to be able to help your business, do a lot of the things that you can't do. And so, with that being said, look, guys, we want to thank you guys all for joining us. I see we have some amazing guests that have joined us all the way from Miss Natalie Thomas, Mr. Jason Wilson, welcome in the building. Yasin, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for your amazing advice as well. Definitely we'll take that in consideration. We have a LinkedIn user. Don't know who that is. Pretty sure we do know who it is, but they just haven't covered. And then, of course, we have some other people in here. And you guys make sure you share. And promote and definitely get other people to come in this event. We are on all different platforms, from Instagram, from LinkedIn, from Twitter, from Twitch, from Facebook, and of course in our Hello Plaza metaverse. So definitely make sure you guys come and join us and be a part of this amazing event as we continue to share with you guys this news. So, baby, what's next? What you got?
Yeah, I just wanted to jump here. Thank you, Miss Natalie, for your question. What are your top 3 recommended AI productivity and business growth driving AI software to use? And are they accessible? Well, I'm going to just share this. It really depends on what you're doing. And I hate to say that. I hate to be like that broad answer, but it really depends on what you're doing. If you're doing deep research, you want to be over in Gemini with their DeepSeek, but yes, that is a paid part of it. You have to pay their pro $20 a month a subscription. If you want to be in language learning models and being able to kind of experience in that whole realm, because language learning models are completely different from a chat model. So those are all, I would be over an open AI, and that's just because right now you have a lot of head of steam behind these larger entities, Gemini, which is Google, open AI, ChatGPT, as people know, they have a lot of backing and resources. Of course, we hear that there's all these others, there's Claude, there's all these other entities. There's even, models and platforms that help you do individual tasks. And the beautiful thing about that is if you do go out to thehellollc.io, we do have a guide out there that is of our AI tools, a list of AI tools that we're constantly adding to, tools that we have used. Some of them, majority of them we have used. There's a couple on there that we have not used, but we love being able to provide those for whatever entity you need it for, or whatever arena you need it for.
And if you guys are following us and watching us in the metaverse right now, if you go to thehellollc.io, the screen right there to your right will take you to our amazing, more than a website, but our immersive experience. You just go to our business box and you scroll down just a little bit, as you can see, and boom, there's that big guide right there that you guys can download for absolutely free that has well over 35 tools of guides, or should I say a guide of tools that you can be able to implement. And we have it nice and neat where it tells you exactly what that tool does, where you don't have to go and search and figure out what it does first just by the name. We've already done that searching for you. So definitely make sure you guys go and download that free app. once again, people ask these questions. You all have this, concern. And now it's up to you if you're going to press the button and go get that free app.
That's the kicker right there. And so, thank you, Miss Natalie, for that question. We love to be able to assist and hope that helps. And hope maybe that free list of tools that we have on that guide might be able to share some more with you. And that's open to everybody. Of course, that is free. So that is just a little list of a way we say thank you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. And that's an easier list to provide for you to be able to have a reference instead of you trying to take notes right now online and during a live. How many of you have taken shorthand notes? All righty. So we're moving into article number 2, which is, at the end of the day, more AI. And this one is actually about all kinds of big conglomerates and big boys here playing within this realm. This is a Business Insider blog. Just went blank on the word I was looking for there. It's a Business Insider's blog that they're titled Latest AI in Action. It dives into the 10 powerhouse companies that are using AI to drive and move this around, right? And so that is, we've got JP Morgan Chase, PwC, UPS, MasterCard, Walmart, BMW, IKEA, Accenture, and Salesforce. And guess what? These aren't just science experiments, guys. These are actual companies taking action. And David and I share this all the time, that we're constantly like, look who is in the metaverse. You have all of these large clients in the metaverse, corporations, not clients, corporations. If these corporations were in metaverse, why are they there? Because they know something is happening in that space before we ever get there. And a lot of times we won't take action until we are now the retail consumer. And
it becomes the fun effect. It becomes the fun play, right? And we're too late. And this is what happens is that, and we've talked about this in the past, it becomes where now football or basketball or volleyball or something that you are entertained by is now in and utilizing the metaverse or utilizing the AI, and you're like, ooh, maybe I should put that in my business. And that, my friends, you're late to the game. And there's something else on the horizon. And this is where we share with you guys, this AI is kind of like the old school algebra or old school math classes that we all, as older generations, know. You miss a week of homework, you miss a week of school, you're in a world of trouble when you come back that next week, because there's going to be something you miss that you need to catch on to. And that's how social media is going right now. This is how email is going right now. Everything you can possibly think of in your business now is structured to where you have to learn this new technology to keep up.
Yeah, absolutely. JP Morgan is using AI for fraud detection. We know, boy, howdy. In the banking industry, there's a lot of people that want to, fraudulently get a hold of people's funds. And so they're going to try to use that to detect and deter it, and also have the algorithmic trading. Say that 3 times fast. UPS is predictive AI, is streamlining logistics and saving serious money in fuel and routing. So, guys, I spent years in logistics, and people don't understand the amount of money that is spent within the logistics side of moving goods and services and making things happen. And it is pricey. And so if you can have a system that is able to mitigate that, you're winning. PwC is training 100 plus employees in AI prompting, which is what Mr. Jones is going to be doing today, is teaching us all how to AI prompt to where we can actually get effective and usable content. So that is great. Pushing the boundaries of human and machine collaboration. And IKEA is using AI to optimize supply chain and design smarter customer journeys. So as we know, how many of us shopped at IKEA? A lot of us. So the key trends that people are doing and these large companies are starting to implement is centralizing data platforms, They're getting the GPT integration for internal productivity. So that way their employees are working smarter, not harder. So it's taking them seconds and minutes to do things that took them hours. And lastly, it's responsible AI adoption to focus on trust and sustainability. That's a big conversation right now, is trust and sustainability. Each company has its own AI flavor, but the common thread is clear. AI is no longer optional. It is a differentiator to help you scale, innovate, and save money. Scale, innovate, and save money. Let me just say this, guys. If you and your business are not looking at AI and how to use AI to scale and be innovative and save money, your competitor is, and you are getting left behind, as we just talked about. And that is the biggest thing that people do not understand, is they think that I don't have to take action. I can do it later. And what they don't realize, especially if you are a business, especially a business that is under 50 employees, 0 to 50 employees, you are implementing AI to scale your business, you are falling behind. You will get left behind. You will continue to try to do things the old way, which is hiring employees, when in reality, you can teach your current staff to increase their productivity, not by working them harder, but allowing them to work smarter. And that is the key here. And a lot of people, we've talked about this, scared about AI taking their jobs. And what you see, just like in this conversation, this article, the use case we're going to talk about next here in a second, is that the main dedication people have is not stealing people's jobs, not downsizing, not cutting business, so that way you can have the ability to maintain your employees. A lot of people are scared about that. Am I going to lose my job? No. What companies are doing is just teaching you how to use it, so that way you can work smarter and work more efficient and get more productivity out of you while you work the same 40 hours. Because instead of them pushing you to work 60 hours and 80 hours, which is what typically happens to get more productivity out of you, you now have a personal assistant. And this is the beautiful thing about it. AI is everybody's personal assistant. Are we utilizing it in the manner of an effectiveness to where it will actually be effective to help us, and not where it's setting us back? So, AI adoption is now fundamental and foundational. Major enterprises that are leveraging AI agents and productivity, automation, and sustainability. Mr. Jones?
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And something that we have been sharing with people is that it's here. It's not something you can, just step away from and be like, ooh, I don't need to utilize that now. It's kind of like, you utilizing, a bike, and I'm utilizing a car. Who's going to get there faster?
Yeah.
And that's really where we're at this particular point. And that's why we're bringing these articles to you guys. We don't talk feelings, right? We don't talk, opinions. We literally bring to you facts and case studies of other businesses and other R&D research teams that definitely have a bigger budget than me and Tara. They might have a bigger budget than you, but these are, studies that we're bringing to you that you definitely have to take into accountability and to understanding that this is here. And this is why we're going to continue to bring these weekly shows and these articles and these case studies for you to press the button, for you to go do your own research, and for you really to figure out what are you doing in your business. And I'll ask you this question, and this is just sum it up real quick. Are you doing the same things that you were doing before the pandemic? Are you doing the same exact things that you're doing after the pandemic? What new technology have you entered into your business in 2025? We are 6 months into it, 17 days. What technology are you going to enter into your business? Because I see all these questions in here talking about the metaverse, or I don't know about the metaverse, or corporate this, corporate that. Forget corporate, forget everybody else. What are you doing in your business? Because we continue to share with you guys these facts and stats. And somebody asked, what was this question up here, up above? It said, corporate being in metaverse, exactly what I was talking about, is to take over the world and then the universe. Boom, right? Spot on. where should we
cement
see
ourselves now in metaverse?
In the metaverse,
since the big players are stepping back on occasion.
Well, that's a great question, right? When we talk about the metaverse, everybody remember talking about Meta, or AKA Facebook, changed their name to Meta. And I just want everybody to know Facebook does not own Metaverse. They just have a portion in Metaverse, just like a website is part of the internet. A lot of these companies, such as Meta, went very strong on Metaverse. And then they realized, just like we're realizing, oh, whoa, we got to take a little step back and we got to talk about this AI and this amazing AI. And then we can talk about, the metaverse and what this AI and the whole entire thing does. So we're trying to put the horse before the cart, per se, because it's so exciting. And so this is why we're going to break it down and continue to talk about these technology of how they all come together by talking about these case studies. But I know we're about to move on. What we got next, love? And this is the whole principle of this show.
Yeah. So those are two, conversations and articles right now of some of the big boys, big players moving around and what they're doing, and how they're trying. Look, guys, the name of the game is not changed. How do we work smarter, not harder? How do we streamline to save money and to grow our profits? That's every business that they need to do over time. That does not change. AI just shows up and allows us to do it. And so that's why now you see the big boys doing the same. They're automating those processes. Let me tell you, in the 22 plus years that I spent in corporate America, some of the systems and procedures that I saw large Fortune 500 companies have were atrocious. Just absolutely atrocious. GE being one of them. Like, look, I worked with GE for many years, and their inside internal systems and processes and procedures on trying to get like a purchase order. I'll just talk to the purchase order department, because that's what, I was working with on being able to assist that, was getting them to get an approvals from, the said department heads, and then getting a purchase order cut. And then what the process that had to go through, and the approvals that had to go. It was, excuse my French, asinine, and it was backwards. Because it wasted time. It slowed the production. And a lot of times I thought that it was done on purpose, because it's like this just, and so now we have businesses that are starting to streamline that to where everything can be at your fingers, and approvals and streamlining purchase orders through that supply chain can be done within seconds, if not minutes, versus days, months, years. Trust me, there's been things that, it's been years on getting purchase orders done. I had one purchase order take 4 years. I'm not even joking. It was insane.
Well, just like you talk about companies, we talk about, I'll talk about artificial, and I'll talk about American Airlines.
Yeah.
I worked with American Airlines, and we say these things, and it's crazy that, you guys have to, I encourage you guys to go check out what me and Tara have done. Me and Tara have worked with some major companies, and we're just not up here just talking to be talking. I've worked with American Airlines. Tara's worked with Cowboys. She's worked with
Dallas Cowboys, GE.
She's worked with so many people. As have I, right? And so banks galore, federal agencies, all of this. And we're sharing with you the insights that we've seen from these other companies of how their lack of technology has really hampered them. I remember American Airlines would always piecemeal things together. They would try to find the easiest fix to not have to just start over, and to put the newest systems in place that would save them time. And eventually it caught up to them, and it cost them millions, if not $1 billion, for them to be able to do the right thing. And that's what happens for us in our businesses as well, is that we try to, piecemeal things together, or avoid things, or go buy crab legs, or go buy a wig, or go do this, or go do that, and not implement this money into our business, when that's where we really should be spending our money, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's all about. It's just garnering this knowledge and this information, so that way we can be able to, build and move forward. But before we move on, we want to play this an amazing little promo for you guys here. Check it out.
Still running your business on sticky notes? Still serving PTA flyer vibes with free word templates? Still stuck in that comfy little 2013 tech bubble for your business? AI called. It saw your workflow systems and it cried. Guess what? Your brand's in therapy now. Yeah, that comfort zone might be costing you more than you think. The Hello LLC welcomes you to go from chaos to clarity. We've been talking AI since before it was trendy, but now we're showing you how to actually use it. Real business use cases, automation hacks, and AI strategies that scale your brand now and set you up for the future. This is the AI Edge, powered by the Hello LLC. Streaming live every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time from the Hello Plaza, our Metaverse HQ. Yep, join the Metaverse from your phone, laptop, iPad, even Grandma's VR headset if she'll let you use them. Or if you're still holding on, catch us on the crusty, dusty 2D social media platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and X. Either way, press the button, and let's upgrade. From chaos to clarity, let's work smarter, not harder. Buckle up, buttercups, and let's explore the AI edge.
From chaos to clarity, guys. That's absolutely what we're helping you guys with. And we appreciate all these amazing questions and comments that you guys are dropping within the chat channel. We have Miss Natalie here that was shared that a friend shared that they have had a prompt and grammar issue with Copilot US English format. I've been testing and helping to develop that AI on this side of the pond and haven't had any issues. Do you think that was a prompting error or a functional error that my friend experienced? Here's
the title of this room, my friends, is Prompt Like a Pro. AI isn't guessing, you are. And with all due respect, this is what we share, is that a lot of the times we blame it on the AI, we blame it on the tool, and it is us that is not prompting or not talking or communicating effectively. And that is even more of the reason when we started talking about AI, that this is going to show us how lack of communication that we have between each other, that then is going to go to this AI and this computer, and we're going to be like, what are we really saying? That we think we're saying that we're not saying. And so through our experience, a lot of the times it's user error that are not prompting it right. And that is exactly why we're going to go through this case study real quick. And then we're going to show you guys how to use a great analogy to utilize prompting and then even to reverse prompt as a little bonus. So here we go.
Yeah. And just to jump in here to add on to that,
Yeah.
you know, I also would say it's a little bit of AI because AI is learning, right?
Yeah.
It's language learning models that are learning from you. So if you don't got it figured out as people, because we don't, AI teaches us and shows us all that we are really bad with giving instructions and direction of what we really want. We can vision it, but we can't communicate of how to get it there. So I wouldn't totally blame it on your friend, but I'd also, you know, share with you that that it probably does come down to a little bit of both. So, you know, absolutely. And then last but not least, before we jump into this amazing use case, I love Yasan's question down here. Should we simply be developing more for things for the metaverse? And what my answer to this is, well, first of all, absolutely. But here, let me just dive in just a little bit on this. Metaverse was extremely popular in 2020 when we all kind of know what happened. The C-19 thing happened and everybody was forced to kind of stay home and we wanted to network. So Metaverse really shot off because it was virtual networking abilities. But then what happened is you saw it kind of cool down. And now you see, well, I still see Walmarts and Targets and IKEA and BMW and American Airlines. I see all these people getting into Metaverse. Why are they still getting into Metaverse? What happened was it was great for that need when we needed virtual spaces to collaborate and to network. Still is. But what happened is that was the epitome of cart before the horse. The cart is Metaverse. The horse is AI and fintech, aka cryptocurrencies. And they all 4 robotics as well go hand in hand and they have to work in unison. But what happened was we put the cart, metaverse, in front of the horse, AI and cryptocurrency, fintech, and we started running a little too fast and kind of fell down. So we have to pull that back, and that's what you're seeing right now. We have to pull it back so we can get retail and public people, everybody, you and I, consumers, into the AI and fintech space and get them comfortable with that. that, because those two things, those two, AI and fintech, are what run and power metaverse to be a full business ecosystem to where we can buy and sell goods and do business. And so you can do that now, but they push it all over to 2D, to the 2D, like a PayPal system to check out. We got to get the cryptocurrency and the fintech in there and the AI in there talking to it, so that way it's smooth and easy. So yes, absolutely, be building. That is the goal where we're headed. And it is good to know how to implement these other entities into this ecosystem.
And I'll even make it a little bit simpler for you. Guess what? We already are developing in the metaverse utilizing this AI, which was to answer your original question from the beginning of, a lot of companies are starting to not put the cart before the horse, because they're realizing so many more things can be utilized with AI that then can be brought into metaverse. And now we're converging all of these things to make it a little bit easier. When we talk about the metaverse, look, I love these questions that you guys are answering. And instead of you guys asking about the metaverse and putting these questions in here, come into the metaverse from your cell phone, your laptop, your iPad, or if you do have VR headsets, so you can stop asking questions and start experiencing this, because this is kind of like the radio to television. I can talk about the television all day long. You right now, Yasin, can try to explain the television to me all day. Hey, it's this box with this screen, with this colors, these people talk, and this sound comes out of it, and it has this type of feeling that it gives you, and we can talk until next week. But until somebody actually sits down in front of a TV and looks at TV, they're going to be like, oh my God, that's what this is. So it's an experience that we encourage you guys to come into the metaverse and see it for yourself. You literally can go to our Big Biz in a Box. Once again, the Hello LLC. Look at the screen to the right that I have up here for you guys, that we have up here for you, right? You scroll down, you see this big old button right here that says Hello Plaza. Right here, this blue and yellow, this blue and purple button. You click that button, my friends, and it's going to take you, if you're on your cell phone, to go and download an app. You hit accept, you say download, you say yes, allow, and boom, it's going to drop you guys. And right down there at the bottom of this screen, we literally will be able to see you guys drop in this room, and you guys can ask these questions, be a part of this conversation. This takes LinkedIn. This takes Facebook. This takes your Go Brunch. This takes Zoom. This takes any crusty, dusty 2D platform that you guys have been utilizing to a whole new level, where you can be in here in an immersive environment and not have to worry about typing, right? Not some of you guys' fingers are about to fall off with all of these typings. Then you got to worry about typing errors. You got to edit. You got to do this. You got to do that. You're trying to beat the next person from typing, when we can be coming in here and having a conversation as if we're all in the couch. But that's what I got, baby.
I love it. I love it.
Next.
Thank you, everybody, for these amazing questions. We do appreciate them. All righty. Our use case that we're going to check out today, guys, as you can see up on the screen, is BNY Mellon. They have partnered with OpenAI to supercharge their company. Now, first of all, if you don't know who BNY Mellon is, they are 240 years old. They are a financial institution based out of America. And they've officially teamed up with OpenAI to create what they are calling digital employees. Yes, you heard it. They are creating digital employees. These AI employees, aka agents, will be deployed across their entire platform, and it's going to help them with regulatory compliance checks. It will help them with client data management and reporting, so their CRM, customer service inquiries, and even predictive analytics to improve decision making. So basically, at the end of the day, they're going to, those bank loans and that's what that means on decision making. By the way, that's just Tara reading through the between the lines. Now, what where it gets really interesting is that they are making a huge commitment to say this is not a layoff strategy. This is definitely not where they are looking to cut jobs. They're just looking to cut costs and streamline productivity. They do not want to cut jobs or positions. They want to teach their staff how to be AI proficient, so that way they can increase their productivity within a single day. So instead of them augmenting their entire workforce by boosting the speed, accuracy, and availability of their human teams, they've decided to put that money towards the AI that they have built within internally, and that handles the tedious, repetitive tasks, while employees get to focus on more strategic, higher value responsibilities. So how many of us know that all too often, whether you are currently working in a position for a job, whether you are in your own company working, how many of us know those little tedious tasks that eat up your time like no other, and does not leave you time to focus on the more strategic level of implementation and scaling of your business, right? And so that's the huge thing that we've got to pay attention to. And that's what BNY Mellon is doing. And they're creating a co-pilot culture where the AI does not replace the people, it makes them better. BNY CTO said this shift is less about chatbots and gimmicks and more about transforming their entire internal work system and workflows by AI models and agents. So early tests are already showing massive improvements in speeds to response times, risk analysis accuracy, and even client satisfaction scores. Can't get that one out today. And let's really think about this. Let's be real. When global banks that manage over $47 trillion in assets say, yes, AI belongs here, it sends a huge message, guys. This proves that the AI adoption is here. It's not just for startups. It's not just for Silicon Valley. It is for you. And so if the banks are using it, if the corporations are using it, it's time for businesses like you to be using it. And if it's not just for the future, it is now. So what that means, guys, is we're here. We are in the world and time of AI. It is ever evolving. How many of you remember the tech boom that we had late 90s, early 2000s? We are experiencing it again with Web 3.0 technology that allows us to boost our efforts and, what we're doing, working smarter, not harder. So, before we move on to Mr. Jones jumping in here and showing us, we want to just appreciate everybody. Thank everybody in here. We see that we have Miss Ebony Dendy in here. It's so great to see you, Miss Ebony. Having she used to work for BNY Mellon right there. So Miss Ebony, guys, is an amazing individual. Go check her out. And we greatly appreciate it. And again, Miss Natalie, do you think it's a fickle consumerism that's holding up the metaverse, or will hold up the metaverse much longer? No. The short answer is no. Within the next, let's see, we're in 2025. Between 2025 and 2030, so next 4.5 years, you're going to see where they all come together. Imagine, what you go to shop on Amazon right now. You go to your cell phone, you pull up an app, or you go to your laptop or computer and you pull up a web page, and you go to Amazon and you order your things, you pay for them, and they ship to your house. The same concept will be happening, but now you will be able to order it through your Alexa, which you already can, obviously, but you'll be able to even go into IKEA and see this furniture in your house. So you can be in IKEA, you can have a virtual fitting within your room or your home, and see if furniture fits, and then you can be able to order it, check out, order it, ship it, and send it right to your house, and even schedule someone to deliver or come put it together for you if that's what you want. So it's the same system that we're doing, but it's going to be evolved into making it easier. This is what it's all about, is making it easier.
I think a great analogy that I just came up with now is kind of like what we're doing now. Or remember back in the day, we would have to, our cell phones, when they first came out, you would just have the numbers and you would have to press the 1 for ABC,
Mm-hmm.
2 for a DEF, right? You'd have to press the numbers 3 times to text out. It would just take forever to do, right? That's kind of where we are right now on the internet.
Yeah.
Right now. And the metaverse allows us now to go to this full on BlackBerry screen, BlackBerry phone that we used to get, that now you have the whole entire keyboard laid out that you can be able to type away, and you don't have to do 111, 222, 333, 4, and all of that. That's the easiest analogy that I really can help you guys understand the questions that we're asking. Hey, is the metaverse going to do this? Yes, it's going to do this. Hey, is the metaverse going to do this? Yes, it's going to do that. It's going to even be faster and easier, especially for you ladies that are shopping online, on Amazon, for your clothes, on TikTok, for all these things. You know, holograms are coming along as well. So not only are we going to have metaverse, but we're also going to have holograms. We're going to have this AI. We're going to have a whole new bag of tricks,
a whole new world
to utilize for our business. And so this is why we want you guys all to really be thinking about this, as Tara is showing to you these companies that are doing that. And a lot of you that are entrepreneurs, have your own side hustle, have your own business, you know, that you're growing. These are things that you're going to have to learn, and it's no longer going to be where you can ask your son, you can ask your broke brother-in-law Larry, you can ask, you know, your cousin or whoever to get up and turn on the TV for you, or get up and fix this for you. You're going to have to figure it out now, and it's easy as peasy, just as long as you get out of your own way. And that's what happens a lot of the times, is we get in our own way in life, in our business, in our relationships, in our friendships, and just general life. And all.
You were talking about, we went from Curie texting, Query Curie texting, over to predictive texting. So where you had to hit the 1 to get all the way to the A, B, C, D, or 0, whatever, or the 1, whatever you're going to. That's, you know, and that's the same thing. We went to fax to email. You know, we went to,
is email going to make
rotary
my
phone
easier? Hey, is this fax to email going to make my mailing easier? Yes.
We went from rotary phone to, you know, dial up to, you know, digital, you know, cordless phones to being able to have cell phones. And now you don't even have a, you know, a home phone anymore.
No,
so
it's on your watch.
It's evolution, and it's constantly evoluting. It's constantly evoluting. So it's constantly evolving. So before we jumped into Mr. Jones sharing and showing us how to become, you know, prompt pros, we're going to take a little break right here.
Sick of wasting time? Exhausted from managing chaos instead of running your business? Do you feel like your business is running you instead? Say goodbye to the chaos and say hello to a smart link that saves you time. Introducing the Biz in a Box.
With the Biz in a Box, you're not just implementing AI and upgrading your website. You are actually unlocking an all-in-one smart link that revolutionizes your foundation and systems while showcasing, marketing, and managing your business. Say goodbye to juggling endless tools, chaos, and outdated business cards. With our one app, one tap system, clients can access your products, services, and resources instantly via your link and QR code.
Just imagine everything your audience needs, beautifully and strategically presented in one seamless hub, designed to save you time, streamline your workflows, keep your audience engaged, and making your life easier. This is the future of business, built for forward-thinking entrepreneurs that are serious about growth and creating a solid foundation with systems that work today and pivot you into the future as Web3 approaches.
Stop living in the past. End the chaos and be the boss. Step into the future with the Biz in a Box. The future is already here.
All right. So last week, guys, we talked about prompting, and we just felt we didn't do it good enough justice, because this is key. I was watching a TikTok, a commercial the other day, and it was talking about how communication is so key in relationships. and it was some funny meme where a guy didn't communicate to his girl right. And at the end, it said, "Oh, you didn't communicate effectively." I'm gonna find that. We're gonna play that commercial next week. But it comes down to communication, and a great way to prompt and to communicate effectively for what you want. We talked about coming up with an analogy called cats. Okay, and cats, no, cats is where it is meant to have simple terms to it. It's C is for to be clear, right? A is to tell it the action, and T is to tell it the type. And then S is to keep it simple, of course. And so, what we want to do today is we want to go through 3 simple analogies. I'm going to give you a bad prompt that I used to start out with, and then we're going to use the cat prompt as well. So, on being able to create a right prompt for things that you guys need. And we're going to start with the social media post. We're going to do an email. We're then also going to do a comment on a post. So many times people say, "Oh, well, I don't know what to comment or give people back love." Well, guess what? ChatGPT it up, right? Email. Well, hey, David, I'm not the best of writers. I'm not good with writing. You guys definitely need to be covering your behind and emailing a lot more, right? Just in general. And so we're going to come up with the prompt for that. And then, of course, a social media post. You don't have a business if you don't talk about your business. And so we're definitely going to be showcasing how you guys can create a social media post. If not, join our Pivot membership and we'll do it for you. But here we go. So with cats, we're going to start with the actual social media. And if you guys don't know, you can actually talk to ChatGPT. And this week, ChatGPT is working. So we're going to use ChatGPT as a great example. So here's an example of a bad idea or a bad way to type or ask ChatGPT, right, for a social media post. So here we go. The microphone button is right here, down here at the bottom. So I'm going to hit this button and I'm going to say allow. And so I'm going to ask ChatGPT, talk about how AI helps my business. Create a post on how AI can help my business. I'm going to hit that button right there. And this is the great thing about ChatGPT, guys. We love it because you get to talk to it, and Gemini and DeepSeek. So here goes a boring, simple, peasy breezy, chat that some people do. Boom. And so now it's going to go and tell me here's a bold, engaging social media post on how businesses, right, on how you can use AI for your business. And as you can see, it's typing it all out. Nice emojis. Great information. It's only as good as the information you are giving it. The reason why it's probably giving me this great information is because we have so much information in our chat bot that it is definitely regurgitating all of that information that we've given it. So it's only as good as the information that it has given, right? So that was a kind of a bad example. We're going to create a better one. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, and I already got the prompt ready, right, for you guys, is that we wanted to ask it to talk about AI for business. So check this out. I'm now going to be able to ask ChatGPT in the cat version, right? Be clear. I want to post about how I can help small business owners save time. Okay, I'm clear. A, action, write. We want you to write this. T, type. A bold LinkedIn style post with emojis. If it was for Facebook, I would put Facebook. If it was for LinkedIn, if it was for TikTok, if it was for Twitter, you want to be specific because it knows what to say for that particular platform. And then S, simple, use clear, casual language like you're talking to fellow entrepreneurs. That's a great, simple, clear message. Boom. Let's see the difference in what we get on this particular chat compared to the first one. So you can see it's still writing, right? So it made it a little bit shorter, which is good. precise, simple, easy, and it cut out a lot of that jargon that it had in the first one. So boom, there goes that one, okay? Now, let's do one when it talks about email. So I'm going to just ask it a simple question, email a client about automation. So here we go. I'm going to talk to it. ChatGPT, I want you to create an email about automation. I'm going to click that, talk to it, hit the next. Let's see what information it gives me. Of course, here goes a clear email, let it work itself out. And you can see that it is almost finished. Boom, right? So it gave me the subject, which is good. And if you wanted to, I could have put the name in there, right? It gave me a nice little email. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now put a new script with our cats, right? Be clear. I want to comment on a post about using ChatGPT for content. A, action, write. T, type, short, fun, comment, 1 to 2 sentences. S, simple, keep it friendly and relatable. Boom. Here's a short, fun prompt for LinkedIn, right? ChatGPT is secret. It's secret content co-writer minus the coffee addiction, total game changer for getting ideas out fast. I love it. You didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to talk about it. None of that stuff, right? So now we're going to do one of the last ones, or I'm sorry, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I did the cats for the comment. I was like, hold on, something's wrong. Let me go back and do this for the email. So let's go back, and this is the great thing, right? I can come right here. Look, you can, if you guys don't know this, you can hit this pencil button to edit, okay? So I want to put in the cats for the email, right? Be clear, I want to email a client who asked about how AI can help their marketing. Write for the A, type, professional, email, 3 short paragraphs, simple, avoid jargon, and make it sound personal. So this is for the email. Sorry about that, guys. So here goes a clear, simple email. Right? How can I boost your marketing without adding more to your plate? Boom. No more writing or grammar check or any of that other stuff that you think you need to utilize, to write an email. So as you guys can see, this helps you with time. Time is your only competition, and being able to utilize this is key to be able to write this short email, precise, and anything you want. So the last thing that I want to talk about that we kind of already did is commenting on posts. You have to give love in order to get love. And a lot of the times people are like, well, how do I do that? I don't know what to say on people's posts. I don't know what to do. Well, guess what? You need to go to that person's LinkedIn. You can copy their entire written piece, put it in here, and then do a cats, as I'm about to do, right? So literally, I can, take somebody's response. And here, we'll do a short, I'll go to our LinkedIn real quick. Or I can't log in here. We'll just pretend. How about that, guys? So we'll go back to our LinkedIn. We'll put in this actual shortcut for a comment, right? C, be clear. I want to comment on a post about using ChatGPT for comment. Okay. The action, we want it to write. T, type, short, fun, comment, 1 to 2 sentences. You can even put the characters that you wanted, because sometimes you can only go over a certain amount of characters. So put that character number, and then simple, keep it friendly, relatable. So I'm going to hit the next button, and boom. It is now giving me, my friends, that short, simple, comment that I want to make funny and entertaining to utilize for that LinkedIn comment. So this, my friends, is a great way, once again, CATS, cats. The C for be clear, the A for action, which is right? T for type, or S for simple. And some other words that you guys can use, right? To be clear. And here, I'll share this tab with you that you can be able to see, other than, if you want to use some other C words, is I want to teach. This is for a 10-year-old. The goal is to pretend you are talking to a beginner. Imagine the reader is totally new to this. Make it sound like you're explaining it at a dinner party. So this is your C part of different, I would say, experiences or where you're at, right? What type of experience you want to create. And then the A for tell it to action. We were using write earlier. You can say describe, explain, list, draw, generate, compare, translate, brainstorm, outline, summarize, script, build, code, rewrite, recommend, debate, right? Imagine. All of these words that you can put in for A. For T, right? For tell it the type. Do you want a poem? Do you want a bullet list? Do you want a tweet X post? Do you want an email? Do you want a blog? Do you want a production script, right? Product script, a sales pitch, a social media carousel, all of these different things that you don't have to go and think about or do. And then, of course, the S, keep it simple, right? Keep it simple, right? Use plain language, no tech jargon, keep it playful, be casual and fun, sound like a friend is saying it, use a short sentence, talk like you would to a 5-year-old. So these are all great prompts that you can be able to utilize. And anybody that wants these prompts, hit us up in this actual chat channel on any of our social media, and we will get this to you for sure, for you guys to be able to utilize and for you to implement into your prompting and your scripting, for you to be able to implement into your business. And so, guys, it is absolutely a pleasure to have you guys joining us today and joining the amazing new, the AI Edge, from chaos to clarity with the Hello LLC. And we definitely appreciate you guys giving us your time. You guys always know time is our only competition, and you spending your time with us today is the most important part, because you could be anywhere else, but you're spending your time with us, and time is the only thing that we can't get back. And so, without further ado, love, do you have anything you want to add on to the amazing prompt of the cats and everything that we just talked about?
Keep it simple, silly. I just think the biggest thing is to make sure you tell it who you want it to be, what you need from it, be able to give it some context, some backstory, and if you needed to say something, like you have a rough draft of, I need you to say something along the lines of this, but put it in a professional tone, put that in. But again, work smarter. So use the voice memo. And I'm going to laugh. I'm just going to tell myself before we exit out of here today. David would use the voice, or uses the voice all the time. And I just started using it like last week. And it's because I like to type when I think while I type. So that's kind of, how that works is, the whole thinking thing. But, it just comes down to the simple fact that, work smarter, not harder. And that was the biggest thing that I was doing, was working harder and not smarter by trying to type everything and writing it. And it's so much easier to be able to say, hey, A, I need you to act like this. B, I need this from you. C, here's the context of what I got to give you. And D, this is what I want to say, but I need you to say it in a professional way. Take it away. And just make it easy. And that's the biggest thing that we get. And it comes down to you. I hate to say this. It comes down to how you, and that just goes to show you that you do this in your real life, with your loved ones, your significant other, your family, your kids, whoever you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, as you're constantly in communication. the same way you're communicating to ChatGPT or, Claude or Gemini, whoever you're using, is the same way you're communicating in real life. And when you start realizing that your prompting in AI is not clear, you'll start to realize that your communication is not clear. And not only your communication, but your listening. So with that said, we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We have one more question here from Miss Nicole. Tara and David, what are your thoughts on copyright issues with AI? You mentioned using other people's content in AI. Are U.S. copyright laws not as robust and protective on creator inventor assets as in UK and UE laws regarding the contextual examples? So I do not know.
And so I'll answer that question. First of all, ChatGPT won't let you copyright anything if it's not yours, right? I can ask it all day long to copyright Coke, and it will be like, nope, not doing it, especially when it comes to trying to create an image. When you heard me say, utilizing somebody else's content, I was more so talking about my content, right? The Hello LLC's content that I can put in and ask it. Prime example, reverse prompting is that if you have, like, prime example, this picture you see with me and Tara with the Hello LLC, I literally could drop that picture into ChatGPT and ask it to and tell it, give me a prompt for this picture, and it's literally going to write out everything in that picture, so I could be able to reverse it if I wanted to. But it wouldn't do it, right, if it wasn't my content or copywriting somebody else's. And we all know, the copywriting rules. Don't be utilizing stuff that isn't yours.
Yeah, and just to tap on and add on to that is in the copywriting issues that you're speaking of is, like you said, David said, the first of all, whatever AI model, they're going to have restraints around that, but it's the determination. If it is on a public website, that's not copyright issues. Like if you go out to, abc123.com and you want, a photo, you copy a photo from their website and then you put it in to have a reverse, like David was saying, reverse engineer the prompt to say, give me a prompt for this image or restate this moral or this statement or this, about line of who this company is in different terms. You're utilizing guides to be able to rework the work into yours. It's not stealing their information as long as it's on a public website that's not copyrighted, as in the sense that their logo, those things are copyrighted. So you can't utilize them. But I hope that answers your question, Miss Natalie. Thank you so much for jumping in here today and sharing. We do appreciate that. And at any time, guys, you are able to jump into the metaverse. So if you weren't able to jump in there today, because I know Miss Natalie said she was preparing for some big client meetings that she had coming up, so she wasn't able to jump in there. It's available 24/7, 365. So if you're not able to get in there now, you can get in there later. And so
watch the rerun.
Yeah, and you can watch the reruns. We have the reruns up in here playing. And so with that said, we greatly appreciate, and you know the drill, love,
kindness,
and integrity.
But most importantly,
commitment
and
consistency.
And until next time,
hasta luego, toodles.
Toodles. See you guys later.
Kapkunka.
Kapkunka.
Sir, the gate has closed.
I will shut all this shit off if you don't let me and my dog on this flight.
The Cheesecake Factory? Really?
Your last man took you to McDonald's.
It's an upgrade, my love.
How many times are you gonna cook this?
I think you should stop for gas.
We can make it.
Now, why are you so hard-headed? $2, John?
You never said if you liked my hair.
Always on time.
Summer body, here I come.
How long has it been?
2 minutes, Tom.
Let's do this. Jonathan, what we do next, my boy?
That will be $300.
Yeah, Amex? I need to dispute a charge. I ain't never been to Florida in my life.
I think I'm having a heart attack. Call the ambulance.
I'm a what?
You like it?
Yes, 911? Please come shut this shit down. She don't know what she's doing.
Bruh, 45 minutes of crying.
Sir, you're yelling.
So is the baby.
It's just a baby.
Funk that baby.